Former Free State Economic Development MEC Mxolisi Dukwana wants a probe of all tenders awarded under Ace Magashule when he was the province's premier. Mr. Dukwana has been very outspoken about the corruption-accused ANC Secretary General. He joins us for reaction to the news of the 21 charges we saw come against Mr. Ace Magashule on Friday. A very good afternoon to you, sir. You've been calling for a while now for Mr. Magashule to have his day in court. What's your reaction to the news of the 21 charges against him?
This is a welcome development, and we've been waiting for this for Mr. Magashule to actually respond to all the challenges and allegations put against him.
You are saying you want a probe into all tenders under his tenure. Will this not implicate you as well?
I've said countless number, of times that as executive authorities, we have a responsibility also to account for our actions, and if that involves any of us, including me, let it be. As long as we build this democracy, we are all held accountable. This is what we are asking for.
Your retort to allegations of corruption against yourself, Mr. Magashule, is saying that you were fired by various premiers in the Free State because you are corrupt.
It's very interesting that the comrade Ace Magashule should say that. But it's also a demonstration of his obsession to tell lies more promiscuously and engage in unfounded and aggressive responses aimed at anyone he perceives as his enemy. In this case, I was never fired by Ndate because I never served in his executive council. And secondly, when I was the MEC of Education from 1996-1998, you can go and check, when the late Mayor IV Mazipe Kasaburi relieved me of the responsibility, it was not because I was guilty of anything. Instead, they were colleagues of mine who indicated that they could not work with me because I raised the most important issue about a project that needed to be followed in a manner that would benefit the students in the townships. But some of my colleagues preferred the other way. This deals with College Square development. And there are details to that, and there was no corruption that I was involved in that. And being fired by him, he would be also telling a lie that he fired me because I was corrupt. He has never mentioned anything of corruption to me. Instead, he was even afraid to tell me in person that or relieve me. He sent one of his stooges to do the dirty work for him. And his excuse at the time was that it was because he wanted to bring in a 50-50 in the executive council. And what I know, and when he actually came with that, it was actually as a response from our visit from the Gupta compound, and where I refused to take a bribe and sign documents that will give the Gupta's authority over a development. And then he came up with the excuse that he wanted to have a 50-50 representation in the Executive Council.
So, Mr. Dukwana, you are confident, or you have no fear that should investigators land at your door, should the investigations reveal something that has to do with yourself, you are happy that you will cooperate and you have nothing to hide?
I have said this, the best that these guys can do is just to insult my character and mention all these other things. They tried. When I left, they tried to dig everything that they could get and they could not get anything. And this is what they would keep on doing. Every investigation is welcome to come to me. I'm prepared to face anything because I know my conscience is clear. The question is his conscience clear instead of telling lies, because that's what he's capable of doing when he said he did not commit any crime. And we know for a fact, for instance, he went on to refer and call Ndadedi Helele about a case that he knows exactly that it was dismissed in court. But they will try to discredit any person.
Unfortunately, we have lost that connection with Mxolisi Dukwana. Our apologies to you, our viewers, and thank you very much. So I think we got the gist of what it is you were trying to tell us. Well,